across the street. I mean, it's definitely not something somebody would want to live in here and have to worry about, for sure.
Residents in southeast Mississippi allowed to return to their homes Thursday after officials lifted an evacuation order that was put in place over concerns about a potential dam failure amid rising water. Officials ultimately decided they had high confidence the dam would hold. But that high water just part of the monumental flood threat hitting areas in the Gulf Coast and south due to the remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur. On Thursday, the Weather Prediction Center issued a rare level 4 of 4 high risk of flooding rainfall for parts of 4 different states in the region. The storms also bringing powerful winds that toppled trees and even sent this truck trailer tumbling. High winds whipping up a waterspout caught on camera during a live broadcast.
That's coming on shore of Highway 90 right there. Incredible.
Arthur's remnants also produced multiple tornadoes, including one that left a trail of destruction in Avondale, Louisiana.
Next thing I know, everything is on top of me rolling.
If we can get through today with everyone safe, I think we say that we're very blessed.
As the weather threat continues, neighbors are coming together to help even the smallest members of their communities. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Great job. Bravo.
World leaders may be praising President Trump for signing a tentative peace deal with Iran. But back in Washington, he's facing an avalanche of criticism from both parties.
What Trump has done in Iran is the art of the disaster.
I believe he is getting poor advice.
I would suggest us getting a president who knows how to negotiate.
The initial deal reopens the Strait of Hormuz, lifts the U.S. blockade on Iran's ports, and gives the regime 60 days to make a more substantial deal, which must include enforceable guarantees they'll never obtain a nuclear weapon. Otherwise,
and the War Department is here and prepared to restart if we need to.
But some lawmakers think the U.S. gave up too much too soon. Iran can once again make money off its oil sales and is set to receive $300 billion for rebuilding and development, although the White House says that funding will come from other countries, not the U.S.
They will have billions to rebuild their nuclear program. They will have billions to build more missiles.
Playing the role of chief defender at the White House Thursday, Vice President J.D. Vance insists any U.S. concessions are conditional.
We have all the cards. If the Iranians want the benefits of the bargain, they have to give us the things that are necessary to get those benefits.
In a new written statement, Iran's supreme leader says he did not initially support this deal, but gave his permission for Iran's president to sign it on his guarantee it protects the rights of the Iranian nation. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
It was here in Switzerland where an official signing ceremony was supposed to take place this Friday for the Memorandum of Understanding between the United States and Iran. That was supposed to happen at a mountaintop resort above the city of Lucerne. Now, this is a document that, strictly speaking, doesn't need to be signed again because it already has been signed by Iran in Tehran, by U.S. President Donald Trump, famously over dinner with his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron in Versailles, and it has also been signed by the Pakistani mediators in Islamabad as well. But still, this signing ceremony was going to be important because it was going to kickstart a period of 60 days of possible negotiations between the United States and Iran to bring some kind of a satisfactory solution to the Iranian nuclear program to both parties, to the United States and Iran. Now it is very unclear where and when those kinds of talks could possibly take place. We do know that US Vice President J.D. Vance has postponed his trip here to Switzerland for the time being. He, though, says that he would be at the head of a US delegation and that he is ready to travel here for talks with the Iranians. They too are ready to travel here, as are the mediators in this whole process, Pakistan and Qatar as well.
This will be a real review. It will be designed to ensure that NATO is moving fast and irreversibly toward Europe leading.
Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth announced a 6-month Pentagon review of American forces in Europe. He criticized European allies for failing to provide access to bases in Europe for the U.S. to launch attacks on Iran.
Too many of our allies said no, or tried to drown us in arcane legal debates, or criticized us publicly for doing what they aren't prepared or able to do themselves.
The U.S. has NATO's biggest armed forces. Under Article 5 of its founding treaty, the Allies pledge an attack on one would be considered an attack on all. However, it does not force them to provide military support. The U.S. signaled it is scaling back its commitment of certain military assets should an ally trigger Article 5.
NATO will never be ready. There are always new capabilities coming, so this is why it is our job to invest more.
The talks in Brussels are focused on support for Ukraine and the ongoing war with Russia. This as Ukraine used drones to attack a Moscow oil refinery.
They struck the monastery. I said, quite frankly, we will prepare a response, and you will see it. I think you are seeing it now.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said he had a call with President Trump and France's president that may, quote, bring about significant change. In London, Jeff Paul, Fox News.
Looking for a last-minute World Cup ticket? Experts and authorities are warning fans about cyber scammers trying to take advantage of the buzz around the tournament. Be especially careful when you see ticket offers on social media sites. Authorities warn that scammers will use online posts to try to funnel fans to fake websites selling scam tickets. Or they'll try to move the conversation to an encrypted chat app, and then once you hand over the money, they'll disappear. So if you see a Facebook post offering tickets to that game that you've been dying to go to, take a beat before handing over your money. One red flag is when a seller uses high-pressure phrases like lots of interest or I need to sell right now. Resale tickets are available from established sites like StubHub or SeatGeek, though FIFA warns you'll risk fake tickets or inflated prices. So if you want to be safe, first go directly to the official FIFA site, FIFA.com, for direct and secondary ticket sales. But make sure you're actually going to the genuine site. The FBI has issued a warning about spoof FIFA sites, which use web addresses that appear authentic. If you're not looking carefully, it's best just to type FIFA.com into your browser.
We actually didn't know what to expect. We thought it would be a little bit busier, but we've had record-breaking days ever since they got here, which is exciting. I would say it's like controlled chaos. Everything's been super well. I mean, it seems like their main mission is to drink us completely out of beer.
So we knew what was coming, and we knew that the Scottish were going to hang out here because of their location for the fan zone. So we were ready, we were stocked. I think we're still the only bar that has the Scottish beer left in the city right now, so we were well prepared.
And what is that Scottish beer?
It's called Tennent's Lager. So there's been a big shortage around the city, but we got 75 kegs on Saturday, and we still have around 12 left, I believe, but we have another order coming tomorrow also.
And what did you think of the Sam Adams Boston Lager?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think American beer gets a bad rap, to be honest.
What I've seen out of them is enthusiasm, generosity, appreciation, and thirsty. So what we've done different this week is to get more beer in house. More beer in house is the number one name in the game.
Getting our music playlist going for all their favorite chants, their all favorite songs, their favorite 90s European disco tracks. All the staff knows them by heart now, so we can't wait to have them back and cater to them. It's exciting stuff.
Like the first 2 days was a very slow build, and then out of nowhere we got popped. It was boom.
Thursday marks 1 week since the first kickoff of the 2026 World Cup. With 2 matches down at New York, New Jersey Stadium, it is safe to say so far business is booming.
If this could be how the bar business was every year, I'd be the happiest guy in the world. Let's put it that way.
At the Mad Hatter in Hoboken, they're jammed day and night, with some of the more popular soccer teams drawing fans ready to party and ready to spend.
I'd say the Colombians and the Argentinians are the craziest.
A few blocks away is Mulligan's. They're known as a soccer bar. The idea that the World Cup was going to provide an economic shot in the arm is proving to be true.
We knew that when the World Cup was coming to America that it was going to be big for us and big for a lot of the bars around here, and I feel everybody in Hoboken's benefiting from it.
The initial estimates put economic activity in the area at $3.3 billion, with $1.7 billion projected in visitor spending on hotels, restaurants, transportation, entertainment, and retail. Over $1 billion will be generated in labor income and close to $500 million in state and local tax revenue. We won't know for a while if those projections are true, but so far the bars say it's working out.
Business is great. I mean, we knew it was going to be huge. We did not expect it to be this huge. Every day people are flowing in. It's been wonderful.
In Hoboken, Teresa Priolo, Fox 5 News.
About 10 years ago, wearing a soccer jersey, whether you love the beautiful game or not, was all the rage. Well, that craze is back. Now, these folks, obviously, they love the game. But if you talk to folks about their jersey, you might end up with an interesting story. They are all over the place, bright and colorful.
I really like to stand out. It's awesome.
Patterned or stayed. Take a look at these soccer jerseys. Some rep their country.
The Protea represents every race in South Africa for us to come together.
Others club and country.
São Paulo, you already know, Brazil.
And others are simply fashion.
Modern fashion, baggy clothes.
When I saw that it was the Bob Marley editions, I thought, had to have it. This one I knew I could wear on the golf course, and it is sharp.
Many have a story to tell.
Representing back in Ethiopia, where my parents and my older brother went to go spread the word.
Go Gunners! Aaron Dolores created Black Arrow SC more than a decade ago, an organization designed to link the black community with soccer, connect the diaspora, fashion, kid culture. These jerseys is just one way.
Black folks in America can kind of define, a new jersey culture. You have, this collar kind of here is in style. Really getting into more detailed prints, on the jerseys in different patterns.
You've already heard some of the stories behind the jerseys. Dolores believes that is the best thing about jersey culture, the stories.
If you're in Atlanta and you've seen folks walk around and they got a jersey on, don't be scared to ask. What you'll find is you start learning about the world.
Yeah, the folks at Black Arrow SC have a big watch party set up right here on the Founders Green, just off of Broad Street. People will get a chance to watch the U.S. take on Australia or Haiti take on Brazil. We're in South Downtown. Kevin Stewart, Fox 5 News.
New Federal Reserve Chairman Kevin Warsh breaking down the first interest rate decision of his tenure.
Members of the FOMC are unambiguous and unanimous. This committee will deliver price stability.
The announcement coming after inflation spiked to a 3-year high last month.
Inflation's above 4%. It's almost impossible for the Fed to cut rates when the inflation is running at twice its target level.
As the war in Iran pushed energy prices higher and other pressures too.
You also have the continued massive amount of spending from tech companies fueling more of a boom in our economy than a bust, and that's an inflationary pressure. And then, by the way, we've got hiring picking up. So there's not a lot of dynamics to point to for Fed members and the chair himself to point to cutting interest rates.
But the job market is showing broader growth, and energy prices are falling after an initial agreement to halt the war between the U.S. and Iran. That places less urgency on the central bank to make a move in either direction. So consumers eager for cheaper borrowing costs will have to wait everywhere from credit cards to auto loans. And even though interest rates aren't directly related to mortgage rates, they do influence them. And high mortgage rates are cutting into supply, keeping shelter a sticky element of overall inflation.
People are just staying in their homes for longer. They're clinging to those super low mortgage rates. They're not moving at the same pace that they normally would.
Inflation has been a recent driver of consumer pessimism, according to consumer sentiment surveys. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Facebook and Instagram's parent company Meta has lobbied Congress for legal immunity from child harm lawsuits over its social media platforms. While lawmakers have not given signals they would adopt any legislative language, if a law is passed, it could undermine the thousands of lawsuits which Meta is currently facing. Across the world, the United Kingdom is banning teens under 16 from using social media. That includes Snapchat, TikTok, X, Facebook, and Instagram. While a December YouGov poll shows 74% of survey participants in the country support the rule, some social media companies argue the bans could lead children into unregulated spaces online. And hamburger lovers are running to local chains. The Wall Street Journal says regional burger shops are pushing much of the growth in the hamburger category. Industry leaders are crediting it to the quality of service, menus, and food. And naturally colored M&Ms will debut in August, but you won't see the staple brown or blue colors. Candy maker Mars is spending millions to make M&Ms without artificial dyes, part of a push from the Trump administration. The other naturally flavored M&Ms will only be sold on Amazon. CJ Papa, Fox News.
They're not always apt to prioritize health. In fact, experts say many fathers and father figures disregard their well-being. But self-care is essential for even the strongest of men.
Dads are just as human as anyone else.
Clinical psychologist Adam Borland with Cleveland Clinic says he's starting to see more men in his practice speaking up about feelings of loneliness, diminished self-worth, or feeling overwhelmed by the many roles they play. He says young dads also tend to reflect on the relationship with their own father and feel the need to correct things their dads got wrong.
That creates a lot of pressure. So we really want to make sure that dads recognize what is within my control, what do I have a choice over, and to recognize I'm doing the best that I can. And in most situations, that's a pretty good job.
Borland says it's critical to recognize mental health struggles like emotional and physical fatigue, irritability, poor focus, withdrawing from family, or even substance abuse or other risky behavior.
We have to monitor perfectionistic tendencies, this feeling that I have to be Superman in terms of all different categories of my life.
And above all else, Borland says it's important fathers know that it's okay to ask for help.
Mental health treatment is a sign of strength and not a weakness.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
But you're in danger. You just have to trust me.
Fine. Spider-Man Brand New Day won't swing into theaters until July 31st, but it's already looking like a blockbuster. According to Deadline, the upcoming Spidey film has the highest first-day advance ticket sales in 5 years. The last Spider-Man adventure, No Way Home, earned a whopping $78 million in pre-sales before doing massive business at the box office.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
A sequel to How the Grinch Stole Christmas? What a wonderful, awful idea. Jim Carrey is reportedly in talks to reprise the title role from the Christmas classic, and if the new Grinch movie does get the green light, original director Ron Howard will hop on board the sleigh as well.
Maybe we should rest. We can't waste time. Connie's waiting.
4 autistic young men face a dangerous dystopian world in the new thriller, Plight. Played by neurodivergent actors, these heroes must go on a treacherous journey to save their caregiver. Plight is now streaming on Prime. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
It's the news video game players have been waiting for. The pre-order date for Grand Theft Auto 6 is now set for June 25th. Rockstar Games made the announcement alongside this short video of the game's cover art.
It's predicted to be the biggest entertainment product that humans have ever created across any medium. And it's cost billions of dollars to make. It's taken more than a decade to get here.
The new beginnings. Rockstar Games previously released 2 trailers for GTA 6 with a combined YouTube view count of over 446 million. Its release comes more than 13 years after its predecessor.
Grand Theft Auto 5 has crossed 3 console generations, originally launched on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. We can expect the same thing here with Grand Theft Auto 6. It's going to launch on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. It's going to hit PC in the not-too-distant future. My prediction is it will come to the Nintendo Switch too.
Gonna do this? We're doing it right. After being delayed twice, Grand Theft Auto 6 is scheduled to release November 19th for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S consoles. Leveling up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
A police SWAT situation in Arizona took a strange turn when a DoorDash delivery robot rolled right into the middle of the operation and reportedly refused to leave. KPNX reports the robot, named Dot, refused commands to scram by Chandler officers dealing with a weapons-related incident and had to be removed by a technician from DoorDash. Now look, seeing robots at situations like these isn't exactly uncommon. Law enforcement agencies regularly depend on remotely operated machines to do the dangerous dirty work in standoffs and other tense scenarios. The difference is those machines are usually invited, whereas unless someone on the SWAT team ordered a pizza, Dot the bot was not. Speaking of rolling right through, shocking video from a seemingly serene small-town scene showed an out-of-control car come rocketing past the City Hall steps in Hallowell, Maine. Officials say the Mustang narrowly missed multiple pedestrians before stopping, but thankfully no one was reported injured. They said a floor mat that had become wedged on the vehicle's gas pedal was to blame for the accidental acceleration. And finally, some very purposeful reckless driving in Las Vegas did not go unpunished. In fact, police officials made quite the big show of reducing the flashy rides of a pair of street stunt offenders into a pile of metal shavings. The department says the suspects, whom they called repeat offenders, were arrested on charges including felony evading, reckless driving, and endangering others. The department impounded the vehicles and, to send a message to others, ultimately shredded them into popo potpourri. They later posted the video with an even simpler message, FAFO. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
On a dusty Southern California desert, NASA is putting next-gen rover tech to the test. EARNEST, which stands for Exploration Rover for Navigating Extreme Sloped Terrain, is a prototype designed for handling harsh conditions on the Moon and Mars. Specifically built for better speed, distance, and ability to overcome obstacles than current lunar rovers, the Perseverance and Curiosity. The 4-foot-long EARNEST hit a top speed of 0.6 miles per hour during testing and has a new active suspension, allowing the rover to autonomously distribute weight across its wheels to help it tackle rough terrain. This version of EARNEST may never venture into the cosmos, but NASA says it hopes its unique features can be incorporated into future, larger rovers that can venture into previously unexplored areas of Mars and the Moon.
Full 7 years ago.
Love Lincoln. I love what he stands for. He brought the country back together. We could have lost the country if it wasn't for him and his ideals. He freed many of our enslaved people, and we're opening this, and it's dedicated to the memorial and then therefore to him. I think it's fantastic. I think it's awesome. The importance of the memorial itself above the ground is well known, and it's over 100 years old. This has been here the entire time too. This is the part of the memorial and the dedication that reflects the sweat, equity of the people that did it, the innovation, the just sheer get it done in order to uplift what we see above the ground. I think it's very fitting that after 100 years, we pull that back on the 250th birthday so that we can celebrate the people that put this together, the ones that didn't have a name, that weren't celebrated, that aren't etched in stone anywhere. But you're going to be able to see some of their graffiti, because they left their name a little bit some places. It's still down there. It's still on the columns. But we took pictures of it, made exhibits of it through a great partnership with the National Park Foundation and donors, Ken Griffith. They're allowing us to display original signed copies of the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment. You'll see Lincoln's head. You'll see a mock mini scale of the chair. You'll be able to sit in the chair and take a picture if you'd like. And you're going to see the individual tools and the process upon which the memorial was built. So these columns go another 40 feet into the ground. And there used to be a walkway, a wood walkway that went through here. We pulled that out. But we want you to see and feel and experience the raw material that this polished memorial on top sits upon. It's really a juxtaposition of America, right? Working people and their efforts and upon which the country then sits.
FOX54 Plus has your news, sports, and weather
Start your evening with Fox 54 at 5:30, delivering the latest headlines and live reports straight from the scene. Then, stay informed with Fox 54 News at 9, featuring your Tennessee Valley certified most accurate weather impact team, tracking everything from tornado threats to traffic delays during severe weather. Fox 54 Sports Extra brings you more of what sports fans crave, with deeper insights, expert analysis, and all the action that matters most. On Fox 54 Plus, you'll also find Alabama politics, plus 24/7 weather radar and real-time forecasts to keep you ahead of the storm. Looking for a quick recap? Don't miss Fox 54 Week in Review, highlighting the biggest stories of the week. Jumpstart your morning with Morning Rush. Fast-paced news updates, featured with uplifting stories from across the globe. Get your entertainment fix with Getting Real, where we break down movie reviews, top 10 lists, and spotlight the newest film. Die Hard fan? Locked On Sports dives deep into the Crimson Tide, the Tigers, college rivalries, and pro action. True crime warrior style? Killer Cases brings you gripping real-life stories that stick with you. Hungry for more? Cooking with Style serves up mouth-watering recipes that are easy to make and impossible to resist. From movie previews before you head to the theater with Take a Look, to must-know headlines from across the region and around the world with In the News. Watch all of these shows on demand and also on the Fox 54 News app. Available on Android and iOS devices. Streaming 24/7.
There's more to Fox 54 Plus with the Locked On Podcast Network. From the Tide to the Tigers, from college teams to pro, the Locked On Podcast Network gives you insights and analysis you just can't find anywhere else.
These kids, they want to play.
And I don't think so. I think it was Chad Baker-Mazzara.
Locked On Sports, streaming every day of the week and right here on Fox 54 Plus.
This is what he's going to tell you.
Trying to find the first place to put a body.
No, sir. The only thing they could do was kill him.
Be the jury and to find the defendant